Hi, I was going to try to make a video to show you how I've approached picking Bruce up. I know these these little ferals can be terrified of capture because, even if they were born in a den with their moms and they weren't exposed to people, they might not have had really traumatic things happen to them until some human being came along and caught them. So whether they got grabbed or caught in a trap, that initial experience that they have with people is terrifying. And so they're usually really, really afraid of being held, picked up, or anything that's going to confine their little bodies. And the other thing is dogs don't like to be contained, have their back ends contained, because they can't defend themselves from the back. If you ever watch dogs fight, if it gets really, really serious, often the dog who has the most severe injuries is injured in the hind end, because that's how they can be pulled down. So it's a natural thing, especially for these feral dogs who grew up kind of living wild and learning how to protect themselves from even not just human predators, but coyotes and other predators don't want to have their back end approached. So the first thing I do, I've had Bruce, I don't know, I think 3 weeks. Is that right, Lori? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? And as you can see, he's come a long way. He's pretty happy here, just sitting here with him. And I think the first step in doing anything that's going to be stressful is don't just go to the stress part. Spend some time sitting with the dog quietly and making him not be focused on what's coming up, but be focused on something that he's really comfortable with. And Bruce has become really pretty comfortable with my hand being over his head and petting his head. He loves to be rubbed behind his ears. And I've got some treats here, and I think in this state he'll happily take a treat. He's going to stay here with me on his bed where he likes to lie a lot. Okay, so now onto the hard part. So I put my finger, I don't put his leash on to do this because I don't want to associate the leash with this fearful procedure. But he wears a martingale collar that tightens, so he can't pull out of the collar. If he pulls back, the collar is going to tighten around his neck, so he can't escape. And I'm going to put a finger in the loop of the collar, and one of the things, and as soon as I do that, he knows something's up, so I'm going to see if he'll take a treat, which is a great barometer of his stress level, and so far he's really good. One of the things to remember that I have to always remind myself, so I've been doing this for quite a while, but I still have to remind myself, is not to put any pressure on your restraint point unless you absolutely have to. So at any time during the whole time I'm working with him, I'm never going to be just doing this, because it's really natural to kind of get tight. My arm gets tight, I kind of pull on the collar just to make sure that he doesn't get away. I'm not going to do that. Absolutely no pressure unless I need it. So I start, and again, I'll sit here for a long time with him and give him little treats and have him be relaxed, but I'll start by picking up his front feet and just holding a front foot in my hand. And you see immediately how his expression changed? See how he looked away, his eyes got a little big and round. Yeah, his pupils dilated a little bit. So that alone is scary for him, but I'll just sit here holding his foot, not looking at him. I do a lot of dropping my shoulders, exhaling, trying to be super ho-hum myself about it. And I keep my finger on the collar just in case he goes, to leave town, but no tension at all. And hold his little foot, put his foot down. All right, not so bad. Not so bad. And then switch hands, put the other hand on the collar. See the expression? He already knows something's up. He's used to, I usually use my left hand on the ring of the collar, so just switching hands is enough to warn him that something's coming, and then pick up the other foot, and there you go. I'm not going to react to that. And dogs, just like us, they're one-sided. When I ask him to come towards me, I lean back, I move my body so that as I'm pulling him towards me, my body's moving away from him. It's okay, buddy. And then I'm going to go right back and pick up that left front foot again. Pick up the left front foot, release the pressure. Okay? You staying with me? Yeah, good boy. Good boy. I'm doing a tricky move here. I'm holding the collar with my left hand and the front foot. I don't know if you can see it, but I've still got his left front foot in my hand, plus his collar. I'm going to see if he'll take a treat. So that's great. Even though he's really scared by that maneuver, he's still willing to take food. So he's not, that trigger hasn't pushed him into that next level of stress where he will not eat. Okay, Brucey, yeah. Then I'm going to ask him, I'm going to get him up here on the bed a little bit. Bruce, come. And lean away from him. Come. Bruce, come. Good boy. And release. Give him a treat. See, I'm leaning back here. I'm not leaning forward towards him. I'm leaning back. Good boy. Take a little minute here to let him relax again. Rub his ears. Good boy. All right, now I'm going to grab the collar. Now I'm going to take the collar with my right hand. I can almost guarantee you he's not going to, he might try to leave, but I'm going to rub his whole body. And again, no pressure on the collar. My hand's underneath his neck, not pressuring on the collar. Rub down, pick up the back foot. It's all right. Release the pressure. Bring him back here. Good boy. Release the pressure. Pick up the back foot. There we go. All right. No pressure on the collar. Good boy, Bruce. Hold the back foot. Rub it for a little while. Exhale. Relax. Good job. I have actually, he's got these big double blue claws, and he's actually let me cut his dew claws, which is great. Good boy. Pick up that back foot. Yeah, move it around a little bit. Good job, Bruce. Let's see. Can you take a treat? Yeah. This is Dicey, his friend. She's going to come help. Dicey, you're in the video. Get back. Oh, good girl. Yeah, see now he's pushing over that. There we go. Pushing over that food threshold. Dicey, come on. You can help. You want to come here? You can help. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Good boy, Bruce. Okay, I'm going to go for the back foot again. And just reach down, touch the back foot. Good boy. And release the pressure on the collar. No pressure on the collar. Hold that back foot. Good boy. So you can see where this is going. This is why these videos are always, to make these videos worthwhile, they're so long. Good boy. Good boy. And then we switch hands on the collar. Come. Bruce, come. I hate to have to pull him like this, but we have no choice here. He's going to get neutered on Wednesday, and so he's going to be picked up by strangers. So I actually think I wouldn't be pushing this as far, but I think it's time for him to get neutered, and I want to have him be a little bit prepared for that. Bruce, come. Good boy. Good job. Yeah, good job. Good boy. You're doing great. How Dicey? Don't you think he's doing great? I think he's doing great. Yeah. Good boy. Rub his body. Go for the other hind leg. Good boy. Much better on the right hind leg. Yeah. Much better. Maybe because Dice is here. He loves Dice. She gives him a lot of confidence. Good boy. And then for the biggie, let's see if we take another treat, Bruce. This is great that he recovers from each stressful thing that I'm doing and is willing to take a treat. Good boy. And no pressure on the collar until I need it. I'm going to put his butt over to me. I'm going to stay relaxed. No pressure on the collar until I need it. I'm kind of stuck here now because I'm committed to this. Okay, Dice, get out of the way. Okay, here we are. So that was about as bad as it gets. And I have to tell you, this is too much for this dog because I did this. This is the third time I've done this. And when I did it yesterday, he got scared and he tried to cry. But I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if you noticed, but he kind of went at me with his mouth. And when he came from animal control, he was doing a lot of snapping and snarling and growling. And he hasn't done that once since I've had him until just now. So I'm pushing him too far. And I may ask Lori to delay his neuter appointment and maybe schedule it, because this is not what we want. So now this looks great, right? He's lying in my lap, super duper. No, he's past that threshold of reacting where he was kind of thinking about snapping or thinking about reacting, and now he's just frozen. He's gone into withdrawal where he's almost dissociating. He's just going to stay frozen here. And we often mistake this for, oh, he wants to be cuddled, he loves it, he's being so good, he won't leave me, and he'll actually push himself into me, but it's because he's terrified, not because it's a good thing. So I'm going to just take the pressure off of him. And one thing that is kind of remarkable about him, though, is he tends to recover from this really quickly. Let's see if he'll take a little treat. Good boy, Bruce. I'm just going to sit here and lean back and let him feel like he's got a little control of the situation. If he wants to leave now, he can. That was really hard. I don't want that to happen again. I've been working with fearful dogs now really intensely for 5 years, and I used to be a lot more forward with them and a lot more demanding about what they should do, about the structure and holding them. And you get the job done, and they accept it, and they get better at it really pretty quickly. But usually not for the right reasons. Usually because they're just accepting what they can't control. And those are the dogs that appear to be progressing rapidly, but then down the road they become leash reactive or they have problems with other dogs. So I just have really slowed down in my approach and spent a lot of time building real basic confidence things. Bruce. Good boy, good boy. You can't see him, but he's taking the treats. He's standing right here. He'll probably come back here and get a treat. Good boy. Dicey, come, guys. Brucey. Good boy. Here, Bruce. Good boy. Hey, buddy. I don't know if you can see him, but he's taking his treats from my hand. So he recovers really well from these episodes now because I spent the first 2-3 weeks with him building his trust and not challenging him like this. So now, even when I challenge him and he has a stressful experience, he recovers from it really quickly. Good boy, Brucey. Yeah, here, bud. Here, buddy. Good boy. Okay, so I'm not saying this is the right way, this is the wrong way, and Lori and Karen have a lot more experience with these particular pharaohs, but this is just kind of what I do. Good boy, Bruce. But the fact that he was better yesterday than he was today makes me think that I'm pushing him a little too hard with this restraint thing. Good boy, Bruce. Bye. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody that has to do with the rescue organization. This is such a cool organization. I'm really excited to have met you all. I am absolutely open to people saying, no, that's wrong, you shouldn't do it that way, or I don't think you should do it that way. I'm totally open to any of that. I'm just sharing my experience and what I've learned through reading and living with really traumatized dogs. Okay, bye. Good boy, Brucey, good boy. You're just a good man.